Hey internet, what's up? Your buddy Roo here, and I'm back after my short break with a bag full of new content. As you can probably tell from the title and the thumbnail of this video, we're gonna have a Roo-ish take on World of Warcraft. Yeah, during my little break I got sucked back into playing WoW. This stuff is like crack. But I don't just want to play the game and do some funny commentary, I actually want to do something different. If you want to skip this little introduction part, go ahead and click the timestamp in the description down below. Otherwise, let's talk about what this whole new series is about. A big part of the world of Warcraft, that sounds weird, are the dungeons in which adventurers can test their might. In this new series, we are not only going to play through every single dungeon available, I also want to give you an insight on the backstory to the dungeons, the bosses you encounter there, and the sweet loot you want to look out for. But if I'm going to do this, I have to change into something fitting my role as a dungeon master. Yeah, that's much better. Well, I'm ready now, so let's go ahead and start this new series with the Ragefire Chasm. The Ragefire Chasm is one of the first dungeons available in the Dungeon Finder once you reach level 15. It is recommended for players between level 15 and 21 and is located in the Orcish Horde capital of Orgrimmar. Fun little tidbit, back in the days of vanilla it was practically impossible to get to this dungeon if you were playing on the side of the Alliance. That changed of course with the introduction of the Dungeon Finder. The Ragefire Chasm isn't a very difficult or long dungeon, but it's a great opportunity to figure out what role you want to play. So let's talk a little bit about the lore of the chasm. Prior to the Shattering, the big world-changing event in Cataclysm, the Ragefire Chasm was home to the so-called Ragefire Trogs, and a hideout to a group of cultists, the Searing Blade. Those cultists were actually part of the Shadow Council, a group of warlocks serving the Burning Legion. In short, some pretty bad dudes. In the here and now, the Ragefire Trogs and Searing Blade has disappeared out of the chasm to make room for the Dark Shaman, orcs who were part of the Twilight Hammer. The Twilight Hammer is, or was, another sect who dedicated itself to the Old Gods. If you want to know more about the Old Gods, just let me know in the comments down below. Maybe we are going to expand this series on general Warcraft lore. Long story short, those Dark Shaman are using the chasm for their experiments, and it's your job to stop them before their forces grow and they overrun Orgrimmar. Sounds good to me. So let's continue on to the bosses in the chasm and the treasure they hold. First up is Adderok, a flamehound brought to the chasm by the Dark Shaman. He's the reason for the declining numbers of trogs in the caves due to his appetite for them. Refer to the graph on the right to learn about his possible loot. Next up is the Dark Shaman Corental. Corental belonged to the Twilight Hammer cult and fled to the chasm after the cult was destroyed. There is no indication on his rank within the Dark Shaman, but I guess he's like the second in command in the chasm. Maybe one of you guys know more. More interesting is Slagmaw, a giant lava worm enslaved by the Dark Shaman. The adventure guide describes him as almost impossible to control, with an unrelenting desire to dig through the earth and destroying everything in his path. You know, like your mother-in-law. And last but not least, there's the dungeon's final boss, Lava God Gordof. Once being a brilliant member of the Dark Shaman, Gordof used himself as a living conduit for the elemental powers of the Firelands. He did gain more power thanks to the experiment, but he also went insane and mutated into this hideous creature. Like the Joker in Arkham Asylum, just less shitty. Now that I give you a little bit of insight into the lore of the Ragefire Chasm, I guess you guys want to see how it plays. Now, normally I would split these video into two parts. In the first one I would talk about the lore and the bosses. In the other separate video I would play through the dungeon and do a post-commentary thing. Yeah, that's what I want to do. But since the Ragefire Chasm is a really short and easy dungeon, I will do it in this video. So let's head over to my paladin that I use as a tank for now and enjoy our adventure in the Ragefire Chasm. Alright, Kegger Bros, let's do this. Just gonna go ahead and accept all the quests. What you're gonna do in the Ragefire Chasm is you have to kill Corental and Lava God Gordof. You have to collect 5 insignias of the cultists and rescue 5 SI7 agents. Well, why don't we just go ahead and kill some enemies. Let's go, dudes. Damn, I love the shield. That shield throw is so amazing. Makes me feel like Captain America. Just a cloth bracer. Don't really need that. The first group of enemies you're going to encounter, as you can see right now, are the flame hounds. Watch out for the floor, because it's lava. Funny. And this is going to be a nice, quick little run. I really enjoy it. Look at that. Two-hand axe, I'm gonna greet on it. Now what you want to do if you're tanking as a paladin, you got this shield throw, as I mentioned earlier, and this area attack. You would like to use that area attack once you got a group of enemies scattered. Not like I'm doing here, attacking them individually. Oh damn, healer, what's wrong? Do your job, man. That would be great. And another attack. Just like that. That's what I was mentioning earlier. And I don't know where that hammer came from. And now there's one of the SI7 agents I mentioned earlier. A ranger, excuse me. And here we go with Adderok. He's not really difficult to beat. I think he has like a charge attack. We'll call it a charge attack. I don't. Yeah, there we go. The Inferno charge. It doesn't do that much damage, so you don't really have to worry about it. There we go. And there are the color spike bracers. I really, really want them. And I got them. That's great. Those are really good braces for beginning tanks. There's going to be another ranger. There we go. And now we reach the stage where we are encountering the cultists. Corrupted Reavers. They're mostly in groups of 2. As you can see right there, they're patrolling the area. Come on, dudes. Hurry it up. I really, really like playing as a paladin. It's a lot of fun. Boom, 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 boom. Now, I tend to get a little bit carried away while tanking. Because I always forget it's only my job to keep them aggroed on me. But I always want to try to kill them. Oh, damn, where you going? And you also get this taunting attack to create a little bit more rage on a certain target. That's some leather pants, I don't need them. And Tiger's Eye, yeah, let's greet on that. Would be nice to have. And we reach the second boss, Dark Shaman Corenthal. As I said, this is a really fast dungeon. Short and sweet. Can give you a little insight on the role you're gonna play in dungeons. Boom. He's not difficult too. I think he has like this Nether Storm attack. It's like an area damage attack. It's easy to dodge. We didn't do it in this run. Ooh, the Dark Ritual Cave. That's good too. That was a really great run for me. Got a lot of stuff. Well, we are on our way to Slagmore. In case you're wondering why my health bar is looking different to the health bar of the enemies. It's called nameplates. I'm using an add-on, the Tiny Plates add-on with the thread management expansion. It's really good to have a little overview if you do your job right as a tech. Now there are several ways how you can approach Slagmore. You can go to the right, to the left, it doesn't really matter. There are gonna be groups of enemies on either side. Slagmore himself is a little bit more difficult. He has this really nasty fire spitting attack you want to look out for. Oh, a shotgun, not bad. As said, it's an attack you want to look out for. Other than that, it's just tanking. Yeah, lava spit, that's his attack. It's really nasty, it does a lot of damage as you can see. Thankfully it just hit me this time around, but it can hit the whole group. if they're standing on this little plateau. Look at that. That's one ugly mother. That's one ugly mother. I gotta say, I really enjoyed this series so far. I hope you guys feel the same. 3 bosses down, 1 to go. They're not so good. The Kitonos braces? I don't know how to pronounce it. Because I'm not good with the English. I think they're much better for ladder tanks like the Druid and Shaman. I'm not quite sure right now. Is the Shaman still a tank? Or is it damage and healing only? I was prepared. Now we'll get some cloth boots. Greeted for the Targasai again. And that's the last group of trash mobs. For the big boss fight. As the nameplate already spoiled us, it's God off. Easy. That's really easy. There we go. Hey dude. What's up? Let me attack you. He's really big. Yeah. And it seems a little bit difficult to aggro him. Tank him. Oh, he's going down pretty fast. Look at that. 11%, 10%. We're almost done. There we go. Also good level. That's nice. And the Go Walker threads are really good too. I think I won them too. Let me see. Once everyone is done looting, has to just be checking if there's any other dude wearing plate. But there isn't. Turn in all the quests. I decided for the pants. Pants are always great. And that's the Ragefire Chasm. Wasn't that awesome, dudes? That was our very first episode of my little dungeon guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know by hitting the like button or leaving a comment on this video. I'm gonna see you next week where we will explore the Wailing Caverns. Oh yeah. And I got the threats. Oh yeah. Bye bye.